Dear viewers, welcome to my YouTube channel, The World Today. The topic which I will cover today is why and how Israel looks invincible. It is something very important that a country called Israel is a tiny state. The north to south drive of Israel is hardly 4 hours. East to west maybe around 2 hours. Mostly surrounded by Arab countries. Israel which came into being as a result of UN partition plan 1947, and then it got membership of the UN in 1948. Both the General Assembly and Security Council in 1948, majority vote, supported Israel, its membership. So, a Jewish state which was established in the heart of the Arab world in 1948 now looks invincible, which basically means that Israel has so much of power, military power, technological power, economic power, even political power, that it can easily deal with Arab states with a population of more than 60-70 million. Israel's population is hardly 3.5 million people, 4 million in Israel. Out of 4 million, around 1 million they are Arab Israelis. A very small state. So that brings us to the curiosity that how come Israel has become so powerful in the Middle East? Now, in 1948, when Israel came into being as a new state, a Jewish state, a homeland of Jews, in the background of the Second World War and the Holocaust and things like that, immediately there was an Arab rejection. Arab states bordering Israel like Egypt, Jordan, Syria, Lebanon, and other Arab countries like Iraq and Sudan and Algeria, these countries declared war against Israel in 1948, the first Arab-Israeli war, which Arabs lost, and Israel was able to survive. From 1948 till 1967, that is the time when Israel was able to consolidate its position, despite the fact that surrounded enemy Arab countries. The 1967, June 1967 Arab-Israeli war was, or rather is, termed as a landmark for Israel. It defeated Egypt, Syria and Jordan and occupied West Bank, Gaza, Sinai Desert and Golan Heights. Golan Heights, part of Syria, West Bank, including East Jerusalem, under the control of Jordan, and Gaza, controlled by Egypt. Sinai, a part of Egypt. From 1967 to 1973, that's another era whereby Israel was able to further consolidate its position. The 1973 Arab-Israeli war, which led to a stalemate. But then Anwar al-Sadat has written autobiography, In Search of Identity, that after 1967 war and when in 1970, after the death of Gamal Abdel Nasser, he became the president of Egypt. He tried his level best to get back the territories of Sinai, including the Suez Canal, because as a result of June 1967 Arab-Israeli war, the western part of the eastern part of Sinai, eastern part of Suez Canal was occupied by Israel, and the western part remained under the Egyptian control. So Sinai, the Suez Canal, which was a source of revenue for Egypt, was closed from 1967 all the way till the time there was the Arab-Israeli Peace Treaty in 1979. So he has written in his book that he was in a position to fight with Israel, a war, but was unable to confront the United States. Because in 1973 war, United States in a big way militarily started supporting Israel when the Israeli forces were in trouble in the Sinai desert. So the failure of Arab countries to force Israel withdraw from the occupied areas, that added to the confidence of Israel. Israel returned Sinai desert, that is true, as a result of the Egyptian-Israeli peace treaty, Camp David Accords, things like that, but the condition that Sinai desert would remain demilitarized. But it annexed Golan Heights, it annexed East Jerusalem, Gaza, it withdrew in 2005, but then since then has blockaded the Gaza. So the Palestinians living in Gaza are under siege. And then West Bank embarked on a policy of establishing Jewish settlements. And such settlements all the way since 80s till today have led to the consolidation of Israel. So why Israel is invincible? There are three reasons which basically responds to this question about the invincibility of Israel. The first is basically the fact that Israel as a Jewish state has been able to modernize, advance, as far as industrialization is concerned, its economy is concerned, its military power is concerned. It is number one, absolutely. And it was proved during 1948, 1967, 1973 Arab-Israeli wars. So the invincibility of Israel is basically from the power which it has consolidated: economic power, military power, technological power, information power. The second thing is basically that no Arab country has been able to succeed in defeating Israel. They tried, they failed. They used to blame the United States that because of American support to Israel, they were unable to. But that is not true entirely. 1948 war, the US was not supporting Israel as such. One can say that 1973 war, 1967 war, but then the Soviet Union was supporting Egypt and Syria, these two allies of the then USSR. Even then, Syria and Egypt lost the war with Israel. So it is true that American support to Israel, the American military aid, economic aid since the Camp David Accords of $3 billion a year. That's a plus point. But it is the Israeli leadership, regardless of political infighting, regardless of their issues, they have been able to unite, to maintain their unity when it comes first dealing with their Arab enemies are concerned. That has led to the invincibility of Israel and the confidence of Israel that they are the best people. They are the ones that their economy is number one in the Middle East. No one can match with their military power. The third reason is that Israel is the only nuclear state in the Middle East. Israel has not signed the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty of 1968. It is stated that Israel has around 200 nuclear weapons. So that adds to the invincibility of Israel, because there is no nuclear deterrence in the Middle East. Nuclear monopoly of Israel, which Iran is trying to break, but Iran is not a neighbor of Israel. So Egypt and Saudi Arabia and Jordan and Syria and Lebanon, the Arab neighbors of Israel, are not nuclear states. So therefore, the nuclear capability of Israel, its technological superiority, its economic power, its political power, its military power, its control as far as the world information technology, the world media is concerned, that is added to the invincibility. The question is, would Israel remain invincible? No, that is not true. Israel is an artificial state, absolutely. It is composed of various Jewish communities living in different parts of the world, speaking different languages, and it's only religion which is supposed to be common, religion and also to some extent language, the Hebrew language, a common ground for Israel. For how long? The Jews would maintain their unity. When Isaac Rabin, the Israeli Prime Minister, was gunned down, was assassinated, November 1st, 1995. There was an article after that incident, the assassination of Isaac Rabin, published in the New York Times. The title of the article was Jew versus Jew. Because Jews have a tradition of not killing each other. Christians killing Christians, Muslims killing Muslims and things like that, but not among Jews. It was the first time rather that a Jew had killed another Jew who happened to be the Israeli Prime Minister, because that person, he held Isaac Rabin of compromising the interests of Israel and Jews by signing a peace treaty with the PLO, recognizing PLO, Palestinian Liberation Organization. So with the threat, the Arab threat, the Palestinian threat disappears or is reduced, the internal contradictions within the Jewish society may emerge. Ethnic, lingual, cultural contradictions. Because the Israeli leadership all the years, basically it used the so-called Arab threat, Palestinian threat, the threat perception, in order to maintain the unity of their state. So therefore, at the moment Israel looks invincible. No Arab country has the capability, the courage, the will, the determination to take any action against Israel, particularly the fact that it has occupied Arab territories and has annexed Golan Heights and East Jerusalem. And Jerusalem being Muslims' second holy place under the Jewish control. So therefore, at the moment it looks Israel as invincible, but then after 30 years, 40 years, 100 years, the Jewish state may be fragmented when their internal contradictions may appear and destabilize the Jewish state. Because after all, just on the basis of religion, just on the basis of common threat perception, a state cannot guarantee its survival forever. And that is what may happen in case of Israel. Thank you very much.